Okay, so we now know what the most important things are to get done and how to actually get things done, but all of that is useless if you are a victim of the dreaded problem we call procrastination. What exactly is procrastination? Simply put, procrastination is the act of putting off doing things that you should be focusing on right now, usually in favor of doing something more comfortable. Procrastinating can have a devastating effect on your productivity and can stop you from hitting your goals and progressing in your career. Let's go through some steps that we can use to try to control and deal with procrastination. Step 1. Recognize that you're procrastinating. We all procrastinate, and if you're honest with yourself, you will probably know when you're procrastinating. Here are some of the indicators to look out for to help you know when you're procrastinating. Filling your time with low-priority tasks, sitting down to start a high-priority task and immediately deciding to do a trivial task like make a cup of coffee. Leaving an item on your to-do list for a long period of time, saying yes to unimportant tasks so you can fill your time with these instead of tackling the important ones, or waiting for the perfect time before you get started. Step 2. Work out why you're procrastinating. The reasons why you are procrastinating will vary depending on you and the task, but it's important to try and identify the cause so that we know how to best approach it. Let's look at some of the common causes. Procrastination is actually the result of some kind of fear. It might be fear you're not going to do well, fear of not knowing how to do something, fear of starting in the wrong place, fear of doing something you're not comfortable with, and even fear of succeeding and not being able to handle the success. These fears can all be summarized as fear of failure or not being good enough. Spending all your time trying to perfect something is a form of procrastination as well as one of the causes. There are so many distractions available to us now, including checking email, text messages, Facebook, Twitter, blogs, checking the news, TV, YouTube, video games, and a lot more. We find it hard to resist these urges as they provide short-term reward and pleasure. Sometimes you just don't have the energy to attempt the difficult tasks, so you opt for the easy route. These feelings make it hard to focus on a task as your energy and focus is being spent elsewhere in your life. There may be too much going on in one task and you're not sure where to start. Maybe you haven't done the task before and it feels too far outside of your comfort zone. Step 3. Try one of the following anti-procrastination techniques. So you've identified the cause of your procrastination. Now what? It's important to know that procrastination is a habit, which means you won't just break it overnight. It will take repeated practice and awareness to develop new habits to replace your old procrastination habits. Try one of these next time you need to tackle procrastination. Create rewards. For example, you could promise yourself a treat for lunch if you complete an important task. Enjoy your small victory. Ask a friend to check up on you. Asking someone else to keep an eye on what tasks you're doing gives you accountability and can be an extremely effective way to combat procrastination. Create a penalty. Create an unpleasant consequence for yourself if you do not complete the important task. For example, having something awful for lunch. Eat a frog first thing every day. There's an old saying that says if the first thing you do each morning when you wake up is eat a live frog, nothing worse can happen for the rest of the day. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty safe assumption. In his best-selling book, Eat That Frog, entrepreneur and author Brian Tracy claims that your frog should be your most difficult task on your to-do list, the task which you're most likely to procrastinate on. Because if you eat that first, it will give you energy and momentum for the rest of the day. But if you don't, if you let him sit there on a plate while you do 100 unimportant things, you are wasting valuable time and energy and will trick yourself into thinking you are being productive.